Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on the channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Vintage Collection, Droids, Boba Fett. If you do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Jumping right on into this review, guys. Yes, this is a Target exclusive Boba Fett based on his appearance in the 1980 or 90 cartoon. I can't really remember, or I'm not really sure what years that the cartoon aired, but essentially it was a show based around the adventures of C-3PO and R2-D2, and everybody's favorite bounty hunter makes a few appearances, I believe, or maybe just in one episode. I'll be honest, guys, I've never seen the show, but I am a huge Boba Fett fan, so much so that I went ahead and collected another vintage collection figure. As you guys probably know, here on the CoolFigurez channel, I am not a big vintage collection collector. I tend to collect only Black Series, although this year I have collected more vintage collections than anything because I recently got and reviewed the two Tarkovsky ARC Trooper vintage collection figures because I absolutely love the Tarkovsky Clone Wars, and I love Clone Troopers and ARC Troopers and Phase 1 Clone Troopers, so obviously I had to pick those guys up. And prior to that, the only other vintage collection figure that I had was the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. So of course I had to pick this one up because it is a Boba Fett, and it is on the old Return of the Jedi body that was released, I believe, in 2020, guys. Or no, I believe it was 2021. Earlier 2021. So yeah, this was a kind of like I had to pick it up even though I'm not a vintage collection collector, but yeah, definitely had to pick them up because it was a Boba Fett. I did also pick up the Black Series one. However, unlike this one where this one's on that new Return of the Jedi body, the Black Series one, they went ahead and took a step backwards and put it on the old Empire body, which makes absolutely no sense. They have this new Boba Fett sculpt that is highly considered one of the best sculpts Hasbro's ever done, and they decide to take a step backwards and utilize an old sculpt that kind of universally all collectors hated because he's so limited in articulation, especially compared to that new Return of the Jedi body. But that's a discussion for another day once we do get that figure in hand. That is also on pre-order. That has not come in yet, but the vintage collection one did show up, as you can see here. So much like all Star Wars figures, Black Series and vintage, he does not come with many accessories, although more vintage collection figures do come with more accessories than Black Series, I will give them that. However, this one is a very basic one, especially for the price point and being a special edition for, the Droids collection. It's very limited, and very little work and effort was put into this repaint, and we will definitely discuss that. But before we get into that, why don't we go ahead and take a look at all the great stuff that he does come with. So with it being a special edition, he does come with this awesome collector coin. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's supposed to be like Boba Fett right there on the front right there, and then on the back it does say 50th anniversary. On the back it does read, the most notorious bounty hunter in the galaxy, Boba Fett finds Han Solo and returns him to Jabba the Hutt for a bounty. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then it says, "May the Force be with you," all around the edge right there. So yeah, really cool collector's coin. We've seen plenty of those with plenty of other Star Wars figures in the past, but yeah, now they're starting to reintroduce them. But with that being said, why don't we go ahead and pull Boba forward so that way we can take a look at the other accessories that he does come with, which is essentially just his blaster that we've seen before, except it's painted in a blue kind of tint, so it kind of has like a blue hue to it, which is pretty cool. And also his jetpack, which, as you can see, is all one color. There is no accent paints or anything. That's why I said this was a very lazy repaint. I feel like they could have at least gone a little above and beyond with this figure, especially with it being a special edition, in terms of when you look at it and compare it to the picture right here, which is from the cartoon. I feel like they could have at least given him a new head sculpt to match that helmet right there, with a little more of a curved T in his helmet, and also a little more narrow with a little more there's another ridge right there, right in front of the actual, lens of the T. And also, if you look, he's wearing a real full cape, yet here they only give him the one that he wears in the movie. So I really feel like they could have gone above and beyond with this figure by just changing those two things. Literally just giving him a longer cape or a full cape, and then a unique new head sculpt that's similar to that image. Instead, they decide to just repaint the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett and call it a day. So it is what it is. This is still a really good Boba Fett body, so can't really complain too much. If you also notice, his helmet does not have a dent in it. It's smooth and shiny. However, this one does have the dent right there. So with that being said, guys, yeah, I mean, Not too much to look here. I mean, if you've seen the Boba Fett from Return of the Jedi, you've seen this one essentially. Obviously, the main difference being the paint color applications here being more similar to the one in the back right there, but still the same body as the Return. So I guess with that being said, let's go ahead and move on into articulation, guys. He can look all the way to the right, all the way to the left. He will look down that far, look up that far. His arms will go out above a T-pose. 360 rotation. You just have to move the shoulder pad up. It is attached to the top of his armor right there. No bicep swivel, but you do get a single hinge elbow right there, which goes in that much. Rotation at that elbow. Rotation at the wrist, as well as hinging up and down on both hands. Rotation at the waist right there. Absolutely no ab crunch down or forward because of all this armor plating right there. When you get down to his legs, it's kind of interesting. So I don't know if you can see, but right there, that's the joint. So if you want him to kick forward, you have to face it forward so his leg can go up. However, if you want him to kick out, you have to face it out and then use the thigh cut right there to move his leg into place so that way he can kick out. But actually, that's backwards, so I think this is the way it goes, so that way he can kick out more. So there we go. So when looking at him, he can actually kick out pretty far that way. In terms of kicking forward, let's use this leg since it's already there. He can't really kick forward too much. Kicking back, it's a little more. He does come with single hinge knees, rotation at those single hinge knees. His ankles will go down flat, go up like that, and a ball rocker hinge joint. So yeah, guys, all in all, it's a vintage collection figure. What else do you expect? And like I said, it is the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett body. I didn't ever do a review on that one, so I guess you could say this is a relatively new thing for this channel. But yeah, guys, all in all, what do you guys think of this repaint? Do you think it's worth the money? Do you think they could have gone above and beyond by just giving them that cape and that new head sculpt or helmet? Let me know down in the comments below. Did you pick up this figure? Did you pre-order him? Are you waiting for him? And also rate him down in the comments below, 1 out of 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. And if you guys made it this far in the video, type down in the comments below droids. That way I know you've made it this far and are enjoying the content. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day.